Hello. Hi, I'm Astrologer Penny Dix. Welcome to the winter solstice live stream, having a look at the week ahead and the astrological energies. Hello, everyone. It's so lovely to see you all here. Welcome, 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 and welcome especially to any of my new subscribers who might be joining us tonight. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy our Sunday offering. And let's see who's here. AMAC. Hello, AMAC. Good to see you. Annabelle, you've had a really tough few weeks. You've been incredibly busy. And yes, me and the kitties, thank you, Annabelle. We're okay. And hello, Samantha. Good to see you. And you like my hairdo? Oh, thank you. I have to say thank you. I'm really quite pleased with it. Hello, Kurik. It's been a while, yeah. Happy holidays. Susan Murray, hello. And who else have we got here? There's more viewing than our speaking, but that's okay. You don't have to join the chat. I do not mind being observed. Observing is always a very good thing. Elaine, hello, good morning. Good morning to you. I've been having actually quite a peaceful, restful weekend, much needed. Hello, Ursa. It's all a bit of a dank and dark day in the UK. Pitch black already. Pitch black in Gozo and Malta too, I'm afraid. Raining all day. Hello, Christine from nowhere. I love that name. Red Pilot, good to see you. Home Day, M Bar. Jim, good morning, Jim. Winterfest, warmest greetings. The Guided Woman, hello, hello. And of course, today is the winter solstice, so it is a very blessed day. And as Roselle is just saying, blessed solstice from sunny Albuquerque, New Mexico. Wow. We really have an international crew here, which is great. And I think it's quite interesting to just have a sense of the energy that we have been experiencing over the last few days. And I'd love to know in the chat if it's been interesting for you on any level, because on Friday in America, then actually the 19th was the new moon in Sagittarius, but it wasn't new in Europe until Saturday, yesterday. But also on Friday, it coincided with Three-Eye Atlas being seen at its closest approach to Earth. I mean, it's not coming here as far as we know, unless they know something we don't. No, it's not. I don't think it's coming here. And it's now on its journey out of our solar system towards Jupiter. And then it will go off and be gone. And so we had this interesting sort of group of energies. We had Three-Eye Atlas. There were the Shuman resonances were very high. I got that from a Stefan Burns video in the last couple of days. And also the solar activity was strong and powerful. Then we had the new moon in Sagittarius conjunct the galactic center. So we had a lot of this kind of consolidated energy of, you know what I think it is? It's hope. And I think there is one wonderful thing about human nature, that whatever gets thrown at us, collectively, individually, what happens is, I think, however terrible anything is, we've always got hope. You know, remember Pandora's box. When Pandora opened the box, which she had, of course, been told, whatever you do, don't open the box. But as we know, in all good myths, all good fairy stories, the heroine always does what she's been told absolutely not to do. But when she opened the box, pestilence came out, disease, death, the Furies, everything, all terrible, horrible things. But hope came out as well. Hope was there. And so for me, there has been something in the energy of the last few days that does contain that element of hope. Let me just have a look and see what we're all saying. Hello, Christine in Cyprus. You're observing. Good. See me. Hello, see me. Yeah, I think we're all doing well. Guided woman, you realized when you were looking at your natal chart that your natal moon is at 2638 of Sagittarius, which you're absolutely right, is the galactic center. And people born in probably 1955, the same year as me, will also find their North Node is conjunct the galactic center. And so for me, that new moon yesterday was conjunct the galactic center, my North Node, and anyone born in 1955, and beyond, because there'll have been other bit, but I don't know what all the other years are. But I just know that as my chart shows that the North Node is at 26, 28 degrees or whatever it is. And let me see, Ursa, you had a beautiful day yesterday. Lovely walk in the countryside. How lovely. Annabelle, what is the Shuman resonance? You've heard about it, but don't know what it is exactly. I have to be honest, I don't know exactly. I'm sure one of you knows what the Shuman resonance is. Give it to me in one sentence in the chat, because if I start, I think it's a sound, a frequency that the earth emits, but I could be wrong. But I think that's what it is. One of you must know, or look it up, Google it, and let me know. Let me see what's going on here. It's all going so fast. Essence of joy. Rising sign at 1 degree Sagittarius, Pisces sun, feeling anxious. I think a lot of this energy has been making us feel quite anxious. Bagpuss. Hello, Joe from England. Good to see you here. Manuela Orchid. Hello. Last few days were heavy, but you're busy with Christmas preparations. Essence of joy, Cancer moon exaggeration with Jupiter placement. Okay. Christine, Penny, 17th of April 2026, there will be an alignment of all the planets in Aries. What will happen to Aries people and animals and the rest of the world? Any ideas? Very good question. Am I going to answer it today? No, probably not, because I haven't done enough research on it. But it is another, it's what I think one could call a resonance, a frequency, a signature. And so when we have this stellium of planets in Aries, it will be following on from a build-up of energies that we are seeing throughout January, February, and March, including, of course, the now infamous conjunction of Saturn and Neptune in Aries at the 0 degree on the 20th of February. So let me see what else you are saying. Hello, Parry. Good to see you here. And happy solstice. Aline, hello. Christine, it's the planet's frequency. I thought it was something like that. So the Schumann resonance is a frequency. All the cosmic bodies have a frequency and a sound that they vibrate at and that we can pick up. And at least this is my understanding of it, which I think is interesting when people say, how does astrology work? Well, if you think about it, the Schumann resonance affects us. So that's why some of us who are more empathic, not that people that aren't empaths won't feel it, it's just people who are more sensitive are more likely to feel these frequencies and be affected by them with anxiety, insomnia, irritability, depression. It's as if we're on heightened alert. We're rabbits in car headlights. Let me see what's the chat's going. Alan, you've got aching teeth. No, that's not good. Have you got a Saturn transit? Could be. Manuela, how am I celebrating Christmas? Well, I've been invited out by friends for lunch and we're going to a local hotel. So that would be good. I'm looking forward to that. So I won't be penny no mates at home. And Alan, they stopped for a couple of weeks and now they're aching again. It could be something to do with Saturn because Saturn rules teeth. Where is Pisces in your chart? Where is Saturn? Is it making any aspects to other significant points in your chart? 3i Atlas is quite close now, Manuela Orchid is asking. Yes, that's right, but it's actually already pulling away. So it came as close as it's going to come, and it's now pulling away. And Christine from nowhere, hello, Virgo sun, Pisces rising, finally making huge progress, making changes, feeling like you're restarting your life after difficult years. Well done, you. That's good to hear. Alan, the frequency of the Shuman resonance is, you believe it's 7.83 hertz. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Parry, our resonance is always changing and vibrational frequencies that are similar to our own individual flow. Yes, that's right. And oh, you like my sparkly earrings? Well, I thought it's Christmas, so I've got a Christmas jumper on with a star, and I've still got my other gold star on and my sparkly earrings. Hello, Lenny Lenny Gunningham. You're highly affected by the Schumann resonance or whatever is going on out there. It makes you crazy. It'll pass. Now, I did see a video that Stefan Burns put out in the early hours of this morning saying that the California Bay Area has been experiencing some tremors, and just to be aware of it. But I feel what he's saying is that, and this might link in with some of the astrology or the planetary lineups that are happening in January, that if we're going to see any bigger Earth movement, it's more likely to happen in January because there's an alignment of planets from what we call the heliocentric point of view, which means that that's actually where they are in the solar system, with the viewpoint being the sun. And we're getting a straight line in January. That is going to again create a frequency and an energy. And all of this combined with whatever solar activity might be going on affects what's going on, and actually not just on Earth, but on Venus, Mercury, Mars, all of the planets, because we don't study whether they're having earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, but they probably or possibly are from all of this energy. Let me come back to the chat. Parry, Lenny, you're saying you're highly affected by the Schumann resonance. Yeah, and Parry is saying what we focus on gets the energies that resonate out into the universe. Hi, Liz, the Iron Maiden. Annabelle, give us the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth about 2026. Is it going to be easier? You found this year particularly awful, and many people have said the same. I know you will tell it straight. All right, my love. This is what I can tell you. First of all, if you've not yet listened to my general overview for 2026, listen to that, because that will give you absolutely the truth. And listen to your individual signs, your sun sign and your rising sign. Your rising sign will give you the life area that is going to be affected by the planetary resonances in 2026. In one sentence, what do I think about 2026? I think, as I think with every year, we have free will and we have choice. Yes, the energies are particularly interesting, strident next year. We have this, let me see what I can call it, this energy, this resonance from Saturn and Neptune at the 0 degree of Aries, which is going to be like a resonant wave that fans out back to where we are now and forwards throughout the whole year. Just imagine an invisible wave, like you throw a pebble in a lake and the ripples ripple out. It's going to affect everything. Quite simply, think of the fact Neptune is our dreams. Saturn is about structure, breaking things down. So what one can say is two things. One, Saturn gives you the opportunity and ability to put structure into your dreams, to manifest your dreams. And also, Saturn will take down anything that does not belong in your life, anything that does not serve you. And we can either go into this blindly and still determined to do what we want to do and not listen to the sort of resonance that the cosmos is giving us. Because then what happens is Saturn has to take more drastic action to make us listen. So if I can answer your question, Annabelle, I think 2026 can be an excellent year because I think we are at the beginning, because we are with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, we're at the beginning of a whole new cycle. Also, the major outer planets in 2026 will all be in their new signs, which means they'll all be in their new elements, fire and air. We've had all these outer planets in earth and water, making us feel stuck, bogged down, caught on the treadmill. Fire, air is where the planets are going to. This ignites our energies to be able to look forwards and look forward to that which we want to bring into our reality through Neptune in Aries and Saturn's structure that it can give us. I hope that helps you a bit, Annabelle. Lola, hi. Christine, you believe our lesson of these times is setting up what you are willing to experience. Yes, I think that's a good way of putting it. Jim, setting up our choices guidance. Yes, yes. You're having your Saturn return, Christine, from nowhere when it enters Aries. Wonderful. Go with that change. Embrace it. Just go, bring it on. Bring it on. I embrace it. And I hope, oh, good, Annabelle. I hope that helped. Parry, thanks, Penny, for sharing this truth about the choices to make a difference in our lives, with choosing wisely what we do think and how we navigate through this adventure with passion. Absolutely. But you know what we need to do? We need to look at the energy today, because today is setting a backdrop for what's going to unfold for the rest of the week, because we have got the solstice. And not only that, we've got, because the solstice reminds us that even in the darkest night, in the deepest, darkest night, the light is already turning back. And I think that's important to be aware of around solstice, because what happens as the light returns, because the dark is allowing the light to return, therefore the wisdom comes from that renewal. And what is happening is that wisdom is unfolding in the unconscious long before we're actually aware of it. So the solstice is a powerful trigger point. Now, for all of you that might be viewing this in catch-up in the Southern Hemisphere, what I'm saying is almost that you have to see it in reverse. Because in the Southern Hemisphere, with the summer solstice, the longest day is now going to start drawing in. So you've had the expansion, and now in the Southern Hemisphere, you're going into the dark, into the contraction. But there's nothing to fear with the dark, because it's a part of our it's part of our experience and reality, because we have light and dark every single day. And so it's, yes, Annabelle Sapphire, the days will get longer in the Northern Hemisphere. I like that, Jim. The porch light is always on all night. What a lovely metaphor. What's Christine saying? If you don't want to feel invaded, a clue of how to proceed is to make a circle on a piece of paper and see it as a shield. In the body of the shield, write all that you are desiring to have or do. What a lovely, lovely idea. I love that, Christine. That's beautiful. So let's just have a look at what else is happening today, because quite a lot is happening today. And we need to actually know about this because it is setting a context for this week. So we've got 3 major transits going on today. One, and I'll deal with this first, is Jupiter in Cancer squaring Chiron. So Chiron is in Aries. And basically, Jupiter is about, as you know, expansion, luck, opportunity, generosity. And in Cancer, excuse me, in Cancer, Jupiter is looking for nourishment, safety, security. So in Cancer, Jupiter will expand what feels safe and secure and familiar. Now, Chiron in Aries, which is this wound, this trauma that we carry. And these can be wounds related in Aries to our identity, to even to the fact, do I have a right to exist? Do I have a right to say what I think? Do I have a right to be here? So the wound displayed in Aries from Chiron is going to come out as assertion and anger, but perhaps in a way that is not helpful. And so Jupiter expanding that energy is just advising us as we go into this week, not to react. When we get our buttons pushed, don't react. When we get our patterns that we have of the past, which are difficult for us to process, try and find a different way of dealing with them. And I'll tell you what I've been going through over the last few days, culminating in last night. And this is where personal development never stops. It never ends. So bearing in mind last night was the longest night here in the Northern Hemisphere, I awoke in the night, as I do sometimes, as you've heard me say before, and this time I thought, just a thought came, oh, maybe I'm having a heart attack. I had absolutely no evidence other than a slight feeling of discomfort, which was most probably, and I think it was, indigestion. But anyway, as you know, in the dark night of the soul, winter solstice, interesting that I should have that reflection then. Now, in the past, because what I'm getting at is this is a repetitive pattern. We all have repetitive patterns. There's something about Chiron and Jupiter that expands these repetitive patterns, which do not serve us well. And what I was actually able to do with this thought that appeared to disturb my sleep was I actually thought, here we go again. This is what I do. I don't do this in the daytime. Why do I do it in the middle of the night? And so I thought, right, okay, fine, whatever. Okay, spooks of the night, you want to scare me, make me think I'm going to die. Okay, I die. What can I do about it? I rolled over and went back to sleep. Well, clearly I didn't die because here I am this morning. And oh, bless you, Liz the Iron Maiden. You've made a donation to the channel. Mwah, bless you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate. And so I tell you that little snippet because there's been one or two other things over the last week where I've recognized a repeating pattern. And what I'm finding, and this is what I want to give to you because I want to sort of open up the possibilities of how we can rescue ourselves. Because it's only by recognizing the patterns we get into and our need to be rescued from uncomfortable feelings by, say, watching something about astrology that will tell me everything's going to be all right, watching something that will tell me that 2026 is going to be all right, or whatever it might be. And the thing is, and this comes back to what I mentioned, I think, last week about how we have to live with uncertainty. Once we have managed to learn to live with uncertainty, we've conquered anxiety. It never needs to bother us again. We've conquered wondering with the what ifs will happen next year. Because you know what will happen will happen. What we have choice over is how we manage it, how we choose to manifest it, how we choose to work with the energies as they come along. We have choice. And so, you know, it's so important to always remember that. Jim, to choose to live gives birth to a new pattern when the choice comes up. Exactly. Beautifully put. Parry, very good point. Annabelle, it's not the result that is fulfilling our needs for discovery and learning who is involved of any kind of compliance. That's right. Cosmic 3-Eye Atlas, about last night, you dreamt you were putting on royal blue tights. It's interesting. And as you've said that, maybe that was blue eye, 3-Eye Atlas, blue eye Atlas, maybe. Last night, I remember I dreamt my very fluffy ginger fluff ball called Iggy got out the front door, ran out through the main door downstairs and outside. And I thought, oh, God, I've got to go and catch him now. And yet I wasn't particularly worried, which is quite interesting because Normally, that would terrify me because I'd think, oh, I'm never going to get him back in. But it didn't terrify me. That is an interesting thought, which I shall have to ponder upon later on. See me learning to give up control and releasing it to the universe is liberating. Well, there you are. You've just given me the answer to my dream about the cat got out, and I just thought, okay, let him go. If he wants to come back, he'll come back. If he doesn't, that's his choice. So that's a metaphor. Ursa, we have to take responsibility for changing our own lives for the better. Absolutely. And, you know, it's Sue NB, good to see you. Happy solstice to you. Lenny, you're saying the energy makes your heart race and skip beats, especially during big solar flares. Yes, I get a bit of that as well. The star, hi. Divine guidance is born where the heart is open. Absolutely. Did he come back in the dream? No, I woke up. But I wasn't worried. I sort of knew he'd be all right. And I think that he was representing a part of me that I need to let go of and know that I'll be all right. And I think it's this part of me that gets caught into what ifs in the dark night of the soul. What if I don't wake up in the morning? What if I die? What if it's a heart attack? Da 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 da. And I think I finally bored myself. And I thought, oh, I can't do this anymore. I really can't. Okay, if I die, I die. And of course, that set me free. Then it was after that I went to sleep and had the dream about the cat getting out. So there we go. The cat getting out was the dream. Yes, not me having the panic attack in the night. Sadly, that was too real. So listen, apart from Jupiter in Cancer squaring Chiron, we've also got, where is it? The next one, Sunsquare Neptune today. So no wonder we're having all these illusions and delusions and confusion. Liz the Iron Maiden, you've bored yourself with trying to find answers instead of trusting in the process. That's it. That's it. You had a dream, see me, which will see you married when you move back to the UK. I always said never again. Well, who knows? But maybe it's a metaphor. We will see. But thank you. I'll take that. That's a nice gift. Annabelle, how is Sarah getting on? I loved you and her on your other channel. She's really busy. She's doing very well. She is involved in projects that really involve her hypnotherapy much more and working with clients. So she is, the last time I heard, she's doing very well. So there we go. Let me see what else. Christine from nowhere. If Jupiter is opposite Chiron in Jupiter, does that mean we feel less wounded? Oh, I see. It's a square. So Jupiter is squaring Chiron. And so what it's doing, it's going to exaggerate the fear or the wound. It's going to exaggerate it. But what it does is it's a bit like saying, well, let's open it up, look at it properly, and get rid of all the horrible poison inside so it can heal. And that is, again, the metaphor of what I did last night. I recognized that I needed to let this go. I needed to say, if I die, I die. Then that is my destiny. So, like, let it go. So, yes, Lenny, prayers for Brandon Ross. Yes, he had a very, very close shave with death. And if you watch this, Brandon, either today or in catch up, big hugs and love to you. Get well soon. Rest, 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 and more rest. And here's some Reiki healing. So we will all remember you in our prayers, Brandon. And hello, MACD Master. Good to see you. You missed me. Oh, okay. Well, I'm here. Let me see. Yes, much love to Brandon. I'm sure he will watch this on catch up because he's got to sit still and do nothing and rest. So he'll get bored. So let's see. Essence of Joy. You had low blood pressure after taking too much magnesium. Oh, right. That's it. That's interesting. Yes, you see, if we meddle with all these supplements that we think are doing us good, sometimes they don't. They do the reverse. MACD Master, you wanted to chat about New World Order, been researching their agenda since 2007. Yes, well, you see, I wonder, and I don't know, but for me, what the astrology tends to suggest going forward into 2026 is that we are beginning to see the cracks in the old temples, the halls of law that contain the old order. I think there will be a metaphorical earthquake, which may be a bit of a slow rumble, but I think it'll remove the foundation. And even if we only see the foundations broken up in 2026, we're going to see a gradual change of the guard. We're going to see a very new way of governing the planet. I feel, I sense. I hope I'm right as well. Katie Haynes, happy winter solstice. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Annabelle, I think people are definitely waking up. You were wondering about Brandon. Okay. Oh, Tiffany, thank you. She said I look glamorous and pretty. Well, I did. I made an effort for Christmas. They're my Swarovski earrings. Let's see. So Sunsquare Neptune. So remember, we're not seeing everything clearly today. So we have to be mindful of this because, it can be idealism and just this loss of clear boundaries. So we thank you, Simi. Yes, I hope. Thank you, Annabelle. The red. Well, it's nearly Christmas, isn't it? So we have to have red. And I think the fact that the sun today is squaring Neptune, Sagittarius sun wants truth. Neptune is maybe dissolving the illusions, maybe exposing the truth. It's a square. We've had the release of more e-files, although the vegetable soup is notably absent or redacted. Don't know, but just thought I'll throw that out there. Neptune may actually be a blessing in this square, that as more of the e-files come to light, especially because we're also going to get, where is it? Venus square Saturn also today. So Venus in Sagittarius wants truth about relationship, about money, about value. Venus loves freedom, and it gets freedom in Sagittarius. Saturn, squaring it from Pisces, is saying, oh, no, you don't. Slow down, stop. So we've got some very conflicting energies today, and let's see if we can just try and get a real sense of what these are about without without getting too bogged down in the astrology of it. Yes, Simi, I think you're right. The character's planning his next moves. MACD, you're worried the Zionists win this battle. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I could be wrong, but my gut feeling is no. What we have to do is not play into the fear. We have to intend the best. Now, there's something about the Venus square Saturn, which I think is about commitment versus fantasy. We have to, in our own lives, look at where we may be trying to hold on to something that doesn't have any substance, which we also get from the Sun square Neptune. And Saturn is saying it has to have structure. You have to have commitment. You have to, certain things, it comes at a price. That's what I'm getting at. So to get something good, we have to give something up. Because if we're not prepared to do the work or pay the price that these planets are asking of us, then we will come a cropper, is probably the best way to describe it. I had a little, I'm just trying to find, I had a sentence here which, okay, yes, now this is just the essence of Sun square Neptune, which is, where have you mistaken belief for truth? And where must meaning now be felt rather than defined? So I think that is quite important when we think about it in those terms. And I did have another sentence for the Jupiter Chiron. Here we go. This is another sentence for Jupiter square Chiron. Where has the need for safety limited your right to act? And how can growth now come through brave, embodied care? If you think of the little story I gave you about my mini night panic, my need for safety, because I think one of the things we all need is to feel safe, can limit our ability to take the risks and see the future, to trust that we are part of a divine plan. So growth can only come when we start doing something different. So for me, over the last few days, and hopefully this will help you, is that what I've done is I've really recognized how I run for help or run for reassurance, whether it be from the doctor, a trusted friend, the astrology, the tarot, whereas actually nothing can give me that reassurance, because what I'm doing is repeating a pattern instead of going, oh, I have to just have faith. I have to know that, yes, something bad could happen. If it does, it does. I have to accept it. Now, through that comes the letting go. So the more I recognize, and if others of you have a similar experience, the more one recognizes the repeating pattern of perhaps looking for validation, looking for proof of, looking for reassurance. The more we let go of that and look within for the reassurance and just go, I am enough for me. My God, have we grown? Have we taken a huge step forward Thank you, Liz the Iron Maiden. Run to your whole self. Yeah, nice one, Jim. Yes. You've got a huge thunderstorm in Cyprus, torrential rain and lightning. We've just got the rain here, Christine. Hi, Vishka. Hi from Villajosa. You're in Spain. Hello. Lovely. Great to see you here, and a very happy winter solstice. Now, listen, time is marching on. And just let me tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to do the tarot. We'll have our cards for the day. But I want to tell you, next Sunday, I will be here between Christmas and New Year. And I'm thinking actually that what I might do is do the January month ahead. And I'm not sure actually yet what I'm going to do, because I might give myself the following Sunday the night off, which is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of January. I might actually just give myself the night off, because I can't do the live month ahead on the 1st of January for obvious reasons. It's New Year's Day. And so I'm thinking maybe then I do the month ahead next Sunday. And then I will be back at the end of the first week of January. How does that sound? Is that okay? Let's see. Right. Now, I've got something to read to you. And I thought this would be rather appropriate, because it's T.S. Eliot. And some of you will absolutely know. 4 quartets. Okay, you're all in agreement. Okay, so I can have the 4th of January off. Bless you, thank you. I wanted to read you some of the very last of these 4 quartets, which is called Little Gidding. I mean, you will know this, because it is so well known and so beautiful, but I think it links in with something to do with the collective anxiety as we move towards 2026, and the fears and hopes. But let's start with this bit. I'm not reading the whole bit. I'm just going to pick out certain sections. What we call the beginning is often the end. And to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from. And then the moment of the rose and the moment of the yew tree are of equal duration. A people without history is not redeemed from time, for history is a pattern of timeless moments. So while the light fails on a winter's afternoon in a secluded chapel, history is now and England. And with the drawing of this love and the voice of this calling, we shall not cease from exploration. And the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. And all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, when the tongues of flame are enfolded into the crowned knot of fire, and the fire and the rose are one. Well, there we go. That's good old T.S. Eliot. And I think those are beautiful, beautiful lines and very thought-provoking. And now we are going to have our 3 tarot for the rest of the week. So let's see what's going to leap out at me. So, and while I'm shuffling, I just want to say, tarot. While I'm shuffling, I just want to say thank you to everyone for your patience waiting for me to do the 2026 videos. And those of you that have commented and I've not yet replied or read the comment, I will get through them all. It does just take a little bit of time. And also, I'd like to say thank you so much to all of you who are new subscribers, and some of you may be here tonight, and thank you. I'm really honored that you've chosen to come and be part of this community. And this week I will do my weekly astro forecast, weekly astro witter on Wednesday, Christmas Eve. I will do that. And then we will meet next Sunday for the live month ahead. And then on the 4th of January, we have the full moon in Cancer. So I've got to record that in the next week or so. And that, again, will probably be another interesting full moon. What tarot cards have I got? Let's have a look. Oh, we start with this one. The 4 of Cups. So, oops, I'm doing the wrong way. There we go. Getting seasick. So the 4 of Cups means we need to look up. We need to look out. We need to actually do both. We need to be able to have the inner reflection, to look within, recognize the patterns that we repeat, the repetitive patterns, our go-to sticking plasters, our ways of coping. Do we use food to squash feelings? Do we use alcohol to squash feelings? Do we use shopping therapy? Probably not nowadays because no one's got any money, to ease feelings. And we need to find a way to learn how to manage our feelings and our fears in a new way. If you are able to do just one thing before we get to 2026, next time you feel yourself triggered by a habit, a fear, an anxiety, look it straight in the eye and say, no, I'm not playing that game with you. Or look in the mirror and say to yourself, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't do that anymore. And you know what? You'll break that habit and you'll grow. And I don't know what. Squash free, Jim. Okay. Are you ready for this one? Oh, there's some big changes coming up. I don't know whether these changes will be this week or whether it's between now and next year. But we might receive some unexpected shocks. I always think of the tower as being linked to Uranus. And I think this is very much about, yes, wowzers, absolutely. I think this is, we're going to get some perhaps unexpected shocks. I don't know whether they're good or bad. Let's hope they're good ones. Manuela, you've got the moon and the Page of Pentacles. And that's nice. So the moon is good. So maybe some good news coming in. And what else? Whoa, yeah, hey, Jim, look at these. Unexpected truths in Sag. Essence of joy could well be. Cosmic Three-Eye Atlas, you have pulled the unicorn's horn, which represents positive change, Pure luck, especially if we visualize touching it in our dreams. It brings us to spark a major transformation within. Wow, fabulous. Christine Jones has got the animal medicine card, is an armadillo. Armor all my boundaries, teach me my shield. Reflect all the hurt so I will not yield. Yes, and I think sometimes it's also about showing our vulnerability. I think we have to remember that we get when we get very hurt, we can get very too tough. And it's important to not lose our empathy and our sympathy and our humility. And the last one I've got is the Knight of Pentacles. And I think in general, this sees us for Christmas having a time of gentle giving, of gentle receiving, and actually the giving and receiving being maybe not of great value in the physical material gift, but in the thought and the love that has gone into it. That, I think, is the gift of the Knight of Pentacles. So I do think that this is interesting, actually, because Venus goes into Capricorn on Christmas Eve on the 24th. So it's going to be a cold, cold Christmas without you. So, which just makes it a little bit more stark and bare. But sometimes, as you know, Christmas Day can often be a bit of an anticlimax. And maybe Venus moving into Capricorn represents that rather sort of sense of, oh, is that it then? Is that it? But you know what? In general, I just want to say, I want to wish all of you a blessed solstice. I want to wish you a very happy holidays, Christmas, or whatever name you assign to this holiday season, whether you are in the Northern Hemisphere or down there in the Southern Hemisphere, celebrating in the beautiful summer sun on the beach. And I also want to say thank you so much to everyone for your ongoing support and love, and for the donations to the channel. That is just super. Thank you so much. And remember, couldn't remember what I was going to say. Like, comment, subscribe. And you're very welcome, MACD. Thank you. And remember, if you haven't watched them yet, check out the annuals for next year. They were a true labor of love. And I've recovered now from the total exhaustion and burnout I gave myself. And I'm now going to take it easy. Oh, and that's the other thing I just wanted to say. If anyone's watching who has emailed me to book a session, I've got the emails. I am working my way through them, and I will come back to you as soon as I can. And hopefully that will be over the next week or so. So to everyone, have a fabulous Christmas. And I will see you before New Year, so I'm not going to wish you that yet. But I am going to wish you all fabulous holidays. Enjoy with your families. Share the love. Be love. I love you. And love to all. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Cosmic 3IA, you are so welcome. I just love doing it. I love our community. I love what we do here. It is just, I just love it. And thank you. So happy holidays, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday, which will be the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th of December. I'll be back here. And thanks for all the lovely hearts and the flowers and the everythings. And you're all wonderful. You're all awesome. And I shall go. Okay, my loves, I'm going. Bye for now. Bye. Bye.